Beyond excited to be back in Japan. It's been 4 years since the Rugby World Cup. In 2019 it's been way too long. And this was my ride for 12 hours and 30 minutes. An amazing aircraft, the 747 Russia. I'm at Haneda Airport, which is a premium airport at Tokyo. Now I have about 1 hour and a half connection to Fukushima. The lobby at Haneda Airport is absolutely amazing. It doesn't feel like an airport terminal, but like a super class hotel. Flying ANA from Tokyo Haneda to Fukuoka on the South Island near Kyushu. It's about a 2-hour flight, and let's get it started. This is my favorite ice cream in Japan. 7-Eleven rich milk ice cream. I think it's super cheap. It's probably full of sugar, but I find it absolutely delicious. So if you're in Japan, you have to grab one of those at your 7-Eleven near you. I am so happy to be back in Japan. It's such a beautiful country. It's so efficient, and I'm at the JR station of Fukuoka, and look at the big malls there. It's just stunning. You could literally spend a day. I got a nice t-shirt for 1500 Japanese yen, and now I'm on a hunt for a hotel. So the weather is fantastic. I'm in t-shirt. We're only the 1st of May. What a great... Japanese room like I love them. Small but super compact. So this is the door entry door. You got a rack to put your clothes, and I like it. This you can actually spray on your clothes. Is to keep them with air forest. All the little details. You got the bathroom. So it's very tiny, as you can see, but you even have a bathtub. Just need to switch on the light. You have a bathtub, you got a mirror, a sink, an intelligent Japanese toilet, and look at this. You got a really nice double size, queen size bed. You've got a nice, actually this is really huge, flat screen television, nice decoration here and there. You got AC, and you've got a desk, and you've got, you know, I love the tiny, you know, tiny seat here. This is just Japanese room like I love them, and the sliding window here with cool view of Hakata station. So I'm only here for a night, but I think I'll book another night. I'm in Hakata in Fukuoka for about 2 nights. I just wanted to discover the city. Walking the mean streets of Fukuoka in Japan. I love everything about Japan, absolutely everything. Karaoke rooms are very popular in Japan and in most Asian countries. if you arrive in Fukuoka by the Shinkansen or even by plane, you will eventually, you can do like me, you take a bus from the airport to the JR station, which is called Hakata, and it's absolutely huge. It's like it's even called Hakata City. You've got the cinema, you've got dozens and dozens of shops selling food, clothes, and everything you can think of. And it's surrounded by pretty cool hotel like this one, the Oriental Hotel. It's really a nice place to hang out. Most burger is actually pretty nice. It's a great local alternative, a Japanese alternative to McDonald's. Entering Hakata station. Coin lockers where you can store your stuff for a number of hours. Very convenient. Wet shops in Japan, check this out. We keep going, and as you can see, it's now about 5:20 p.m. so it's packed with people, but it's still alright. But that was a quick tour of the Hakata station in Fukuyama, Japan. Check out this massive building and the elevators there. 8 floors of shopping madness. Packed McDonald's in Japan. Eating a matcha croissant is the law when you're in Japan. Hakata subway station. It's absolutely amazing. It's huge. You've got a Shinkansen, and there are so many places to eat, like this one. Starbucks is very popular in Japan. this one has a massive queue, so this meal must be really nice. I'm definitely gonna check it out. In Japan, you have to try something with matcha tea and matcha cake. You can only find them in Japan. Matcha cake. That's it. Walking in Hakata station, check out the number of restaurants. Tasting a Belgian waffle in Japan. Mannequin is the name of the shop, and as you can see, it looks amazing. Matcha Belgian waffle in Japan. Good morning, it's a gorgeous Tuesday morning in Japan. We are the 2nd of May, and I've just checked out of my hotel Toyo, and I'm on my way to visit a shrine. I think it's called Hakata Shrine. About a 17-minute walk, and I just love walking in Japan. It's such a pleasure walking back in the streets of Japan after more than 2 years of COVID restrictions that prevented international tourists from visiting Japan at ease. So basically you may have been able to at the end of the COVID pandemic, but there was still a bit of difficulty. You need to get a correct visa, you need to have a COVID or everything. And I think the first year Japan was one of those few countries like New Zealand that was completely cordoned off from international tourism. They had totally closed the borders, and basically international tourism dropped massively, and now Japanese businesses are basically hiring back people because international tourists will arrive. Since the 1st of May 2023, Japan has fully opened the borders, and there is no COVID restrictions, so you don't need a PCR test or anything, unlike China. You still need a PCR test, I think. So it's really amazing to be back in the streets of Japan. I'm in Fukuoka. I'm gonna visit the shrine. It's a gorgeous sunny spring day. It's definitely one of my favorite countries in the world, Japan. It took me a while to visit, I think 5 years after I started in the airline industry, but I've been to Japan on 4 different occasions. This is my 4th trip, and every time I come here, I'm just a better tourist. I know what to expect. I know a little bit more about the food, so it made my trip much nicer. This is a nice park in Fukuoka. Beautiful. Wow, nice. The mainstay of Japan is the vending machines you find on the streets, and you've got so many cool drinks. So you've got Pepsi Zero, I think that's Kirin coffee, you've got water at reasonable prices, milk tea. I think we should have that in Europe. Should be more mainstream. A beautiful temple in the middle of nowhere in the city of Fukuoka, Japan. I really love the architecture of the roofs. It's stunning. It's a pity I just missed the cherry blossom season. If I had been in Japan just a month ago, I think a lot of places would have really cool pink leaves on their trees. This is Gion, I think the downtown of Fukuoka in Japan. Yesterday I arrived at Hakata station, which is where the Shinkansen stops, and I thought that was a downtown because it was huge, but actually it's just another area of town. So let's just explore it real quick. And this is Fujifilm, the world famous Japanese picture thing company. One striking feature when you walk in Japan is these special lines for the blind. In Europe you have them as well, but definitely not in the same quantity. Here it's literally on every pavement so far I've been to in Fukuoka. Another stunning downtown temple in Fukuoka. Pachinko slots machine game is a must when you're in Japan. I love the relaxing area here. Lots of slot machines everywhere. Amazing, and it's packed with people, which is even the most impressive. You can buy things. It's huge. What would we do without 7-Eleven in Japan? They are everywhere. In there you can find anything you want, from beers to water to snacks to meals, everything you want. 7-Elevens in Japan. Some cool fish. It's hungry. Oh, the famous Torii Gate. Famous Torii Gate in Japan. Absolutely amazing. So beautiful. You can literally walk amid thousands of such Torii gates if you go to Osaka. And I made a video about it. It's just a stunning hike to do. I really highly recommend when you're in Osaka, you have to do this hike. For me, the Torii Gate is the symbol of Japan. You can find them anywhere in the country and they are all absolutely stunning. It's a simple gate, orange with some markings, but it's so beautiful. Reisen Park in downtown Fukuoka. You can see lots of school kids in the background and they're all in the shade. Definitely Japanese people are not fan of the sun, which is really good because I think us Westerners, we're not careful enough about the negative effect of intense sun exposure. A Shotengai in Japan. We call them Shotengai and they are huge. They are a little bit like high streets in England, but they are so much cooler and there is literally hundreds of shops. Shotengai in Fukuoka, Japan. Let's plunge and do some shopping. in Japan, you have to check out Takashimaya. It's one of the most famous stores in Japan. Absolutely amazing Kagoshima black tea, one of the best in Japan. In some way, this is the other side of Japan. It's you know, those big high flat rises, and I don't know, it doesn't look that appealing from the outside. I think based on my trips to Japan, I've realized that in many cities across Japan you've got a lot of those apartment blocks, and from the outside they look a bit decrepit, and I think from the inside it must not be very modern either, but I may be wrong. One thing that surprises me in Japan is you've got the city for yourself. If you go out of Tokyo and Osaka, basically any other Japanese city, you barely see any tourists. So today in Fukuoka I've been walking like a maniac since this morning, and I've just seen a couple of tourists. So my tip is, of course, visit Tokyo, spend a lot of time there. Visit Kyoto, visit Osaka, visit Nagoya. But then, if you really want to get to know the real Japan, get outside the big cities and visit places. One of my you know, must do for me in Japan is the town of Onomichi. You can take the Shinkansen bullet train from Tokyo, and it's like a seaside town. It's really small, but you've got everything you need. You've got 7-Elevens, you've got, you know, you've got a JR station, you've got nice hotels, and if you're into biking, you can do the world famous bike ride, which goes to the city of, if I'm not wrong, Itaki, which is 70 kilometers and fully marked with bike lanes. So I highly recommend going there. Check out this huge Starbucks in Fukuoka, Japan, packed with people. Looks like Starbucks is very popular in Japan.